But the reason why your diet has failed you is because over time, when you eat at too low of a calories, that means that the deficit, which is your diet, becomes your maintenance level calories. And in order to get back on track, you have to actually increase your calories back to where they were supposed to be in order for your body to know what maintenance is and recognize a deficit. So one of the questions that we always get when people are new to eating more is, so how long will this take? Because if you are not new to dieting, then you're used to things happening very quickly. You're used to things having some type of like measured timeline. So like, you're going to lose this much in 4 weeks, or this much in 16 weeks, or do this for 12 weeks or whatever. So most of the time people want to know from us, like, okay, so how long should I expect results? And the answer to that is, how long did you diet? Because it depends for everybody, because of the fact that most of the people who are on this journey, most people don't necessarily come to Eat More to Weigh Less when they should, which is the very beginning of their journey. They should come to Eat More to Weigh Less before they even go down the dieting path. But because most of us want quick fix so much, we continue to hop from one diet to the other that guarantees that you're going to reach your goals in a certain amount of time, which essentially most of us don't end up reaching that goal. You just hop from quick fix to quick fix, you get bigger and bigger, and you never accomplish your goals. So if you have been dieting forever, then it's going to take longer when you switch to the eat more mindset. And that's because you have to rebuild your metabolism. So essentially what's been happening, and I call it the quick fix cancer, because from that very first diet, we were doing something to our bodies. Even though it's not visible until sometimes maybe even a decade later. We want everything right now. We want it overnight. And when we don't get it overnight, what happens is that we get upset. And so when we switch to this and it doesn't work instantly like all of those other diets did, we want to know, like, okay, well, how soon is this going to work? Yet we gave diets like 5, 10, 15 years sometimes, sometimes 20. And all that time we were digging ourselves a deeper hole. So that's why I call it the quick fix cancer, because it's like cancer or like a cavity. You know, like just because you don't floss one night, it doesn't mean you wake up the next day with a cavity. But you continue to not floss for the next night and the next night, for a month, for a year, for 4 years, for 5 years, and you go to the dentist, guess what you're going to have? You're going to have a cavity. Did that cavity start with the very first one? Yes and no. It started then, but you didn't see it. And because you did not wake up the next morning with a cavity, you told yourself it was okay to not floss. It was okay to miss it. And so this mentality spreads to all of the aspects of life. People are always looking for, whether it's in business or in workouts or in, you know, their marriage, where you're looking for that one thing that's going to like change everything. And it's not. You have to put in work. And for every day that you put in work, you're moving yourself closer to your goal. And for every day that you don't, then you're moving yourself further away from it, whether you can see it or not. It's cancerous to think that you're not doing anything. It's cancerous to think that, well, I'll just try this diet one more time, because that's what happens is people, they start it and they're like, well, it didn't work, so I'm just going to go back to low calories. And you're just digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And the only way to get out of it is going to take a while. It's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. You know, some people get upset because they're like, well, what if this takes a year or 2 years or 3 years? Regardless, 2 or 3 years are going to pass anyways. You're either going to be deeper into that hole of dieting and killing your metabolism, or you're going to be climbing out of it. So it's up to you, because regardless, 3 years from now, guess what? You're going to be 3 years older. You're going to be 3 years older and be, you know, moving towards your goal, or you're going to be 3 years older and be 3 years further from your goal. So don't get so caught up in thinking like, oh, that takes too long, because we gave diets how many benefits of the doubt, how many chances did we do that? We will diet until we're blue in the face, but then when it's time to do the right thing, when it's time to work out and eat in the right way, we want to like just toss it by the wayside when it doesn't happen exactly the way that we thought, when it doesn't happen so fast. So, you know, we'll try the first diet and then that doesn't work, and we try another one and we will diet for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then we finally learn like, oh, okay, diets didn't work. Let me try this method. And then you try it and then you don't lose 5 pounds automatically from eating more, so then you ditch it. But it doesn't matter. You're still digging your hole if you stay on the diet mentality. So you need to give eating more for weight loss as much time as you gave eating less for weight loss.